going fast. Going real fast. Yeah, it's just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we had that big dump of snow. It's just not even a week ago, we were at minus 15. I didn't check the temperature, but we're supposed to be going up to plus 12 today. And it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow and all through the weekend. But sure as hell, if we put that thing away, we'll get a dump. I put money on it. Bear with me while I get the garage open. You know, sometimes how you just can't stop thinking and your brain goes into overdrive. It's kind of what I was doing last night. So, well, we're going to see if we can get a little bit of stuff done today. Not too much. It's already, I think, after 2 in the afternoon. And a couple hours I'm going to head into town for Bill's retirement. So, just got a couple things to do, and then I'm going to come and jack up the car. Okay. If you keep the wheels on your floor jack lubricated, you'll notice how the jack is moving on the floor as I'm jacking up instead of dragging the car forward. That's what you ideally want. That's why the floor jack is on wheels. That's, it doesn't take much, just a minute every few months. Give it a quick shot of WD-40 or something. Save yourself a lot of headaches. And I do mean a lot. Okay, I don't want to go too far forward. I don't want to go too far back that I lose the balancing point either. There's a nice spot right there. That should do it. You know, it's important whenever you're using blocks or jack stands, don't just thump it down and start working. Drop it on, keep the jack under it, and I don't just, okay, it feels okay. If it's going to move, it's going to take more than just a little fingertip jiggle. So don't be afraid to move it. If you're afraid to move it, you either don't have good enough jack stands, or you're tempting fate. Neither of which are things I want. I do have one set of jack stands, the first set I ever had, that are pretty crappy, but they still work, but only at the lower heights. I don't trust them up high. And I have 6 or 8 heavy duty ones. So I would say that's definitely high enough. Yeah, I was going to go a little farther back, but along the side of the car, right here is a hole in the rocker panel, and that's where the jack goes. And on these cars, whether you have a front or back tire go down, that's the jacking point for the whole side of the car. So if I go too far back, the car's going to balance. You know, granted, I don't have the engine in there now, but you know, it's not a ton of room, but it'll be enough I can get underneath and kind of sit on the floor and squeeze in between those two and work on the spot there that I want to work on. What other trouble can I get into today? Part of me wants to start on the body work watching what you guys are doing, but on the other hand, I don't need 2 completely separate projects going at the same time. When you have problems with multitasking, as I do, definitely not a good idea. So while it's up like this, I'm going to also check the front suspension, check upper and lower ball joints, and but a number of things is, you know, the lower ball joint I'm going to check. I'm going to check the upper ball joint. I also have both upper and lower control arm bushings to check. There's the outer tie rod. The inner tie rod is well inside the car. And then there's a, right here, this side's the steering box, the other side's the idler arm. And it's got the pitman arm, and the steering on this car is actually up in front here. And then I have new sway bar bushings I'm going to put in it. But I want to also put in my new competition springs and the factory disc brakes are a dual piston setup on this car, believe it or not. 1966 dual pistons. But one flaw, and I would say it's a fatal flaw, is this single master cylinder. You lose one brake line, you lose all your brakes, unless your parking brake, which is mechanical, stays working. So I don't really want to trust it to that, so I'm going to upgrade the master cylinder. And also what I'm going to do is I'm converting the front brakes from a 2-piston system to a 4-piston system, which will be using a set of brake calipers off of Volvo that are almost a direct bolt-on. You just have to machine a couple of holes slightly larger for the Volvo ones to fit on the Datsun spindle. And you have to machine just maybe 1/8 of an inch off the outer diameter of the rotors for clearance. The rotor thicknesses were comparable, and with a four piston setup, they're, you know, granted they're smaller pistons, but you get much better braking force with a 4-piston than you would a 2. and they're a solid mounted rotor, so you don't have like a normal single piston where the caliper floats. These are bolted solid to the car. While it's up like this, I'm going to also get the drive shaft put back onto the rear diff. I'll take my measurements of the pinion angle and then put the drive shaft in place, and as long as I don't change the attitude of the car, I'll get the piston, or the pinion angle and the output shaft angles close to where I want them. They have to kind of be, they don't have to be lined up, but they have to be running basically at the same plane, just off center a little bit. You want them off center a little so the needle bearings actually do rotate, or because if it was dead straight, you'd get premature failure, because you'd only be driving using the few select roller bearings. But I think this will be good. It's good. It's good and solid. I feel fine with that. One of the other things I want to do in the next day or two is I got to start digging out things like the wiring harness and the computer and, you know, accessory devices for the motor too. The motor that I'm using is either going to be rebuilt, or I'm going to use the one out of the 240 SX that I have in the backyard. I'm just not sure which one yet. Even if I use the one in the 240 SX, I'll want to strip it down and check it anyway. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good time to play with. I think it's almost time for me to start doing something with this too. Daisy. That's Daisy, that's Missy. I name my toy cars. Don't know why, but I do. In the backyard, they're named too. I didn't name my race cars. If you don't get attached to a race car, you use a race car. But this one is spare change, because Datsuns are known as dimes. That one's Bender, for obvious reasons. And the 240 there I call Essex. So, and you can see by the backyard that almost all the snow has gone out of the backyard. And, you know, it was just a couple of days ago the snow was, you know, 2/3, 3/4 of the way up the chain link fencing. It is just gone. Haven't had a fire in our fire pit for a long time. Be nice to do that too. Can't do it while it's wet though. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. And I'll talk to you later, and have a good one.